All right, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris here, Better Investing. Happy Monday. Today is March 2nd, 2026. Here to talk about the market really quick. Not going to be here for too long. We'll just kind of go over a few things, kind of leave it like that, right? So yeah, some headline news over the weekend with the Iran situation. The operation that's going on right now with Israel and the United States. Kind of dropping bombs and shit on Iran. Led to a gap down this morning, right? Kind of, first time we kind of opened, under the 200, or sorry, the 100 since back here. We did get brought up, right? This is right before Thanksgiving, or right around Thanksgiving. I don't know if this was right before, I can't remember, but somewhere around the Thanksgiving giving season. We did get a pop today. Right, we did get a pop right into the these declining EMAs once again. I don't know if you can really put a lot of emphasis on those EMAs, but just be mindful like when you're around there, to the upside and to the downside. But yeah, sort of a I would call this a bearish engulfing candle. Good chance we might finish in this range for the next few days unless some additional information come out. I wasn't here, or I wasn't monitoring the market when we had this little sell off. I think some news had dropped about Iran shutting down the some particular part of the canal or whatever. But when I heard it, when I asked about it, I was like, them motherfuckers don't got no no no, they can't. That's the first thing I thought. I said, damn, how are they going to shut it down? You got United States on both sides of your country, or both sides of those canals, of that canal. All right, that kind of led to a little downside. I think you kind of seen it in like in crude, maybe. Let's see if we see it in crude. I think crude had like a crazy pop and gave it right back. So we go to crude, see what happened on crude. Yeah, crude had this crazy pop, gave it right back, right? Kind of like that news is like bullshit almost. Um, but yeah, I mean that's where you're at on the markets. Who knows where we go tomorrow? Again, good chance that we have an inside day, where we're just stuck in between that candles range, and it could be a situation like that into the end of the week, or until some new developments come about with that whole situation that's going down. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I mean that's what you got there. Again, still chop for the most part. Right, you would expect this move, right? People are probably positioning to see this move go down. We did not. I was able to kind of catch two good trades on silver. Uh, One good trade on AOI. I messed up the first one, but I was able to stop out, re-enter. Got a good entry on that. SNDK was another good entry I had, and I had a good entry on fading Exxon this morning. But yeah, that's where we at on SPY. Go real quickly to QQQ. QQQ, very similar in terms of the candle structure here, bullish engulfing. I think like really like we're just trading in between this range, trading below the 50 again. Like the longer we stick below this 50, and as this 200 starts to catch up, I think the more chances we kind of run into that 200. And really like the line in the sand is like probably like this closing price right here. So around like 597. Any close below that, I think you're probably see a little more selling probably to the back and the bottom of this range around like 580. But again, I don't know what will happen. I just think for a market like this, it's a day trading environment. If you're good at being able to capture both sides of the volatility, it's a good opportunity to get long, short, short, long. You just got to be very quick, and don't try to fight the price action. Looking here, this is IWM bullish engulfing candle, another one. I think that's not much to talk about. Kind of came back into this previous all time, this 258 spot. Right, this kind of where we opened up at. Just literally ripped from it. And we'll go look at DIA. I guess you can look at this really quick. DIA would be Dow Jones Industrial. See how this looked today. Gap down, got brought up. Not from a bullish perspective, but now it's still below the 50. So a lot been said, but where does that leave us at overall? I mean, I'm not 100% sure. Oh, Tesla. Damn, I wish I was watching Tesla. Tesla did gap down into the 200-day moving average and get brought up. That was probably a nice little intraday or day trade move. I'm not sure if that's going to withstand, considering the action we got, but that was a nice area to kind of look for here. Now, how would you have played that? Really, it's probably been like a O or a B, unless that low would have took you out. I think that low was established at the opening print. That was something you could potentially risk off. Let's see. Look here. Oh no. Oh yeah, yeah. That's the opening print. Right, kind of break here, 191. You're risking $2. Right, nice little risk to reward if you were able to get in that. Did kind of get another entry here and there towards the EMAs. Another entry here towards the EMAs. That's just looking at a 5-minute candle. And the reason why I say like that's probably a good intraday entry, like where you can probably take advantage of, because like if you pull out your risk to reward tool, right? If you get in right here, where's your stop? Right, your stop's right below this low right here. We're risking $1 to capture up to here. It's a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So yeah, that's why I say it's probably a good opportunity to get on that. So I just go over one quick trade that I took. Again, it was this silver move. It was just something I was looking at, and I guess the main thing was that people were thinking that they're gonna run into metals, like metals are gonna rip off the news, but when I looked at silver, I was expecting it to gap up, right? And it did not gap up, right? It did not gap up. It actually gapped down. So that was like my thought process on it is like, whoa. Like everyone's thinking like metals are gonna rip, right? That's the first thing I was thinking. Like metals are gonna rip. I think silver actually, like silver future, I think was checking like it was up. Like here, like gold was up. Right, gold actually gapped up, but silver did not. And I said to myself that there's a chance that this silver could be a short here, considering what's transpiring. So what I was doing was I was looking at it, right? I was looking at it, like we'll just go here, and we'll open up sessions. Okay, extended is on. Let that open up, and I just bring you back to where I was looking at. So the first thing I kind of noticed was that, right, actually, it did gap up in the morning. So let me take that back. It did gap up in the morning, right? But it faded that entire move, prior to opening. And when I saw this, I said, this is going to lead to a gap down, right? People were thinking this is going to gap up and rip. It's going to lead to a gap down. And I noticed how it got stuffed right here. Now I can look at this on the 2-minute time frame. Some people are like, why are you on the 2-minute? I can look at it on the 1 minute. But it got stuffed right here at the red to green spot. Friday's close. That's where it got stuffed at. And I was able to get this entry right here around like 82.30 something, I want to say. And I literally was just putting my stop right above this previous candle high. And I was just looking for a flush. Why I was looking for a flush? That was yesterday, or that was Friday's lows. So I was looking for that, and I said, man, this thing can probably flush under these lows, and that's exactly what happened. I was able to take that off for a nice trade. And then in the morning, I let it play out, and I said to myself, if this runs back into Friday's lows and it starts to reject, I'm going to enter short with a stop right above those highs. And I entered short right here below 81. But pretty much right below $82. I think I got like an 81.92 fill. My stop was right over this candle's high. Right, my enter right here. My stop was over this candle's high right here. Not missing much. 30 cents, 40 cents. Got the roll, took some off right here. Got another roll, got off on this candle right in here. And yeah, it led lower. Right, I did not capture this move, but if you look at it from like a risk to reward perspective, like it was a great trade. It was just an overall great trade to kind of catch this little retest here. Again, right, risking to the top of here, risking 30 or so cents. Right here is almost a 2-to-1 risk to reward, right? Shit, more than that, about damn near almost a 3 risk to reward, right? And that's where I peeled most of mine off, somewhere up in here, around this 2 spot, and then I peeled the rest off right into 81, right into 80. I think 80.17 was my exit, right? Could this have worked? I could have caught that move, yeah, right? Maybe I could have, but I was satisfied with the move, and it was. I think it ended up turning out to be a great move. But for me, I think it was just really just putting that together in the morning, and like I mentioned, like when I looked at the indices. And I don't know if there's much similarities, most of the time with like silver going up and the market going down, or silver going down and the market going up. But I noticed that the market was ripping. I'm like, yo, that safe haven trade doesn't look too fucking good right now. I mean, and silver really isn't a safe haven. It's not. But people were just like so big on metals. Like, we should look at metals. Um, and I was like, I'm probably gonna look to get a fade on this. It ended up working out, right? I mean, I'm happy I was able to kind of put that thesis together, and that kind of gave me some conviction on it. But that's really what I was looking at. I mean, that's pretty much it. I just came in to the market, I looked at it, and I said, man, this is a spot. If it starts to roll over, this is essentially going to be a gap down on the opening session, right? If it breaks those lows, it broke those lows, and then it ended up retesting those lows as a secondary entry, and that's where I was able to capitalize off. So, yeah, like I said, I had a couple good trades. I think the one I kind of could have did better on it. Yeah, I made money on it. Was this AAOI? I tried this intraday, pre-market. I'm sorry, I tried this pre-market, got stopped out. I think I was in like 111 with 50 shares. Actually, I think 100 shares. Got stopped at around like 113, 114. I'll show you exactly where I got in at. Let's go here. I think I got in somewhere around here. I was thinking like this was potentially the blow off. And then it's ripped back up. Just stopped out. Playing. Pre-market. You don't have stop orders, so I'm not about to sit here and just let this rip in my face. Like once I seen it kind of ripped over these candles high, I just stopped out. Was able to get out before that next rip, right? Because it did pop again, right? That definitely takes you out. Then it rolled. So when it rolled the second time, I was able to kind of get it under the 5 minute, not this 5 minute, but under these lows right here. Around like, I think I got in like 102. I probably got in like 102. I'm trying to remember. Let me see. Hold on. Try to bring it up. Hold on. No, I threw it in the Discord, but yeah, I got in like as it was breaking. I just caught this momentum to the downside. Next thing I know, I was up $500, maybe probably a little bit more. Took it off, and no, I called it what it was. I mean, I wouldn't say I called it what it was, but no, yeah, I mean, I caught a good trade. A little early here. I mean, this already had gapped up on Friday 30%, and then it gaps up again another 30%, and I could not really find any like really significant news to kind of make sense of it. And this is one of the ones. This is one of the the stocks that I was like, man, this could potentially fade because like I don't know if the catalyst is strong enough. And I think it's probably a squeeze from those who probably try to short it on Friday. I just wish I would have been a little patient and not really be looking at kind of faded pre-market and probably wait until to the opening print to kind of get a better feel for it. Because and that's another thing like in the pre-market, like the spreads were a little wide as well. There was sometimes $1. Next thing you know, it was $2. Like, and I think that for me, this first time trading AAOI this year, But I think again, I like to look for stocks that are in play and stocks that are moving, and this is a stock that's moving. So I think it's something I'm going to keep on my radar because right now it's moving. Which direction I will play, I'm not 100% sure. I'll just look to kind of interpret price action and just go from there, man. Just go from there. But said a lot. Again, tomorrow, don't know what the market will bring us. Don't really care. Probably an inside day. I think the most important thing right now is to kind of maybe see how the market responds to some overnight news. Maybe your boy Trump tacos out. Right, that could be your fade again on some more energy names. Right, maybe a refade on silver or gold. But yeah, all right. AAOI. I got in at 937. 937 is where I got in at. So let's just go there. 937. I literally got on like this right here on this candle. Right after it broke like these lows, I got in 103.16. And I mean, when looking at it, I know I wasn't risking all the way back up to 110. Um, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a horrible trade. Yeah, this is a horrible trade. This is a horrible trade. I'm not even gonna hold you. This was a horrible trade. Yeah, because I literally got in on like this candle here, and it did pop back up. So, for me, I know me. I'm probably only risking up to this candle high, but like to get a fill at 1013, I mean 103.16. So pretty much like this. Yeah, because like 137.40. So I'm pretty much in on this candle. Right there is where I'm in at. But I'm literally like that fucking wick. I'm really like this wick. What's the low here? Yeah, I'm literally, my order is right in here. I mean on 200. I mean that's horrible. I could have got fucking crushed on that. Yeah, not the best, not the best. Not. I'm just gonna be honest. I got lucky. I got lucky. Um, I mean, I seen the spot that it could potentially flush at. Um, got to move, and just sold it. But I'm looking back at it. No, no, absolutely not. And I think I'm market ordered in. Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. That's not the best trade. That was not the best trade. I should be in like somewhere around here, or like my entry should be much closer to 104 than towards the bottom of 103. And that's probably for me market ordering in. Um, I will say, you could definitely limit in on some of these trades, man. It's a lot of liquidity out there. I'm getting filled like almost instantly in between the bidding and ag. So, but yeah, man, that's all for me, folks. Peace. God bless.